Good afternoon, good evening. I hope I find you well, and the sun is still shining. You can perhaps see it behind me, coming in the window. So, yes, I had a nice day today. I did my prayer videos this morning, and etc., and did a few other little exercises that I do. That the physiotherapist over a year ago gave me to do, and I've been doing them ever since. I do them in the morning. Sometimes I do them twice or three times a day. But when I have a good walk, which I did this morning, going hither and yon, and I went to 11:30 mass again this morning. So the priest more or less said I was at mass yesterday evening at 6:15, and he said the same, more or less the same verbatim. I think he was reading verbatim of what he said yesterday at 6:15, 6:15. So he didn't change one iota. I think it's not a great way to do things myself. You've got to speak, have a few notes, but more or less speak from the heart. That right? And there's an absence of that, I'm afraid, in my opinion. And there's a good crowd, of course, at the mass, and I met a good friend, Pat. Pat Foley is great practicing Catholic. And of course, he did the collections then. A couple of other men did it as well. And he did it. And so it's great to do your bit for the parish. And Pat was always active, as far as I know. He's a good man. And we're having a little gathering this evening at 5 o'clock in the hotel dinner. Pat and his wife Nora. It's her birthday yesterday. So many happy returns, Nora. And I have a birthday card for her this evening, which I'll say nothing about. I think if I give it to her, I'll tell her put it in your handbag and have a look at it when you go home. You know, or I might give it to her before, but then I could forget. So I always like to do a thing when I have it. And Pat told me, I was asking how she was, so he told me it was her birthday yesterday. So I got a nice card. And funny enough, a girl in SuperValu was a great help because I couldn't see where they were, and she brought me down to them. And I had some items that I didn't intend to buy, but I must say, a sweet tooth, and they were there jumping out at me. And so I spent more. I went in actually for a couple of things, for the birthday card and also for fly spray, because there was a kind of a blue bottle flying about, but there's no sign of it now. Did you get wind of the word that I had this fly spray? So I had an interest in it going around, and I met one of the priests an older priest that said mass, assisted at mass this morning. I would have liked to doing the gospel because, and maybe a sermon because he would have the experience. And I was asking him about a great priest that I'm very fond of, and that writes in the Catholic Voice, Father Sean Sheehy. Marvellous priest, speaks the truth. But I'm afraid our bishops that are slightly astray, in my opinion. He was silenced by them because he preached the truth, and one or two individuals walked out, and so their views prevailed instead of the majority. And he was even on EWTN news after that event, and he was quite good, and they were very supportive of him. So this bishop in Kerry, they want to wake up and live in the real world and support Catholics and not this ideology that was at with regard to Father Sean Sheehy silencing them. Yeah, dreadful thing to do for a priest preaching the truth. He'd want to chancellor himself to preach the truth, and they're not. They've destroyed the Catholic faith with what they did taking out the altar rails in many churches and people not receiving Holy Communion, kneeling at the altar rails as they did, and did away with the rosary and benediction and the men's and women's italics and other things that nourish the faith. And the result has been catastrophic. Only older folk going to Mass most of the time. Yeah. So there we are. We leave it at that. But as I say, it was good. It's good to go to Holy Mass because it's the honor of glory of God. When the consecration comes, we haven't shed a tear silently because of the price, the high price our Saviour paid for our redemption on the cross of Calvary. So bye now, and don't forget a few prayers. It's always good. Today is the Sabbath, no work today. But yet there's people working in supermarkets. I see Tesco, an English supermarket group, open from on a Sunday, 8 o'clock in the morning to 10 o'clock at night. Did you ever see such a disgraceful way to treat the Sabbath? It should be closed like they are in Germany and other countries, France, except in this country. Lost its way, hasn't it? Bye now, and I'll do evening prayer to our Blessed Mother after this.